guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa and this is the Girl Smith Yarn. Today I'm going to talk about this puppy here. I'm going to talk about 3 work in progress and a bunch of sewing. So if you're interested in see what I've been up to, then keep on watching. Welcome back. My name is Lisa. If you are new, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. It's been a long hiatus, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, my username is mablu_123 and my Ravelry is Lisa Lugo. I'm not too into Ravelry. I don't know, I don't like chat rooms, or I don't know what is going on in there, but I'm not into it. And then on my Instagram you can follow me, but please notice that my Instagram is my personal Instagram. I'm gonna have a separate one for knitting, so if you just want to see the knitting, if you want to be a knitting consumer, then I'm not there for you. Today I'm wearing a shirt that I got in Mexico City, and these earrings are from Mexico as well. A friend of mine gave them to me from Guadalajara, so today I'm representing Mexico. Just because I know you guys ask. And then for the ones who loves to know my lipsticks, I have Myrrh from Max, and then I have Glow from Fenty, and I love this. There we go. 20 years later. Okay, hold on. Okay, so yeah, what I am up to. Okay, so I am going with the Wind Fabulous here. I have a fan right here on my side. You're gonna hear it, and that's okay. I closed all my all my windows, because I didn't want you guys to hear the pedestrians or all the traffic down on the street that I have in front of my apartments. Right now it's 83 degrees inside of this room, and if I glisten and look really like oily, is because I'm sweating buckets. Okay, like I am dying here. Like seriously, I am sweating my booty up. Okay, yeah. Okay, so last time I talked to you guys, I was in March. After that, I was not feeling YouTube, to be very honest. I was not feeling YouTube. I was not on the... I was not feeling the love, to be honest. I was not feeling the support, and I was feeling like I was putting too much into this channel, and you know, I was not seeing any progress, meaning subscribers and stuff like that. And I have talked about this before, and I was seeing how other people, you know, on the community will do like cross marketing and stuff like that, and I love your yarn and blah blah blah, just to kind of make relationships. And I doubt myself. I was like, should I go into that? Should I do that? You know, and it took me a while to understand that I want to be very, very honest here, and I want to be, if I want to say this sock, I want to say this sock so much, and I want to have like an honest, unbiased opinion in my blog or in this channel. And I think if I, you know, do a lot of this cross thing, I will lose that. And some people believe that being critical and say, oh my god, this sock is not being compassionate or not being nice or not, you know, not being gentle, or whatever you want to talk about when you want to, you know. I've seen so many people be like, oh, I love her because she's like, she sucks, you know what I mean? It's just like, what are you talking about? Not because somebody talks very gently and filter their opinions means that they are better than others. And for me right now, when we were talking, you know, knee deep into diversity and you know, people who are feeling left out and all that, I feel like sometimes, you know, like I am an underdog, and you know, I am awesome. and you know, and I was not feeling the love from some other people to help me grow my channel. And I'm really being very honest here. It took me a while to sit down here and record again. We need to support everybody, and not just your tribe. And I hate to use in the word tribe because I'm not in any way or form part of any tribe, and I hate when people say that about yoga, like I'm a yoga tribe. Like, you have not been in a tribe. Like, tribes take care of their people even when they're like criminals, you know what I mean? Like, they take care of their people, like all people, not just the positive fake ass tribe. And sometimes I feel like this community doesn't want to say what they want to say because of, you know, want to get in nobody's bad side. So for me, it took me a while to understand that what I want cannot come from playing nice with others. And I want you to tune into the channel and be like, okay, I want to have her honest opinion, even though sometimes I'm wrong and it's just my opinion, and I have a right to have an opinion, and I have a right to have a bad opinion about something. It's my right. But I need to keep it, I need to keep it 100. So it took me a while to get out of this funk. It took me 2 months. After I recorded last, I recorded twice after that, and I never ever even, I was not even like talking, I was not moving, I was just like a robot, just for the sake of putting a video out. And I didn't. And at the same time, you know, last time I uploaded my video, I lost like 50 people. Like, it was massive. I don't know what happened. It was just like a lot of people that I lost. And that took me also to kind of like a weird, like, okay, I should not, definitely not should be doing this. I'm not likable. Like, you know, I put a video and people get pissed and shouldn't subscribe. And I just stopped going into my YouTube. And one day I got in and I was like 30 people away from me in 1,000, and then I had 1,000, and then now I have like 1,040 something people. So, you know, I think the right people will get here and the right people will stay. And some of you are going to leave me maybe in a year or two, and for me it has to be okay. I had the same problem when I was teaching yoga. This is gonna be a long ass video, just saying, saddle up. It happened to the same thing when I was a yoga teacher. Like, I always had the new people that were new to yoga and they wanted a fun, you know, fun class, not too serious class. And then whenever they got into a more serious kind of like a practice, then they move into some other kind of more ethereal teacher. And for me, it took me a while to understand, okay, like, they consume everything that I have to give. Now they have to consume and give, you know, take from some other person, and that's totally okay. So, you know, I want you guys to know that I love you all. Even when you say like I suck and you do a thumb down, I love you too. Like, you know, it is what it is. With that said, whenever I go to a segment and I'm going to talk negatively about what the thing, just keep in mind, I want to keep it 100 here. Always keep it 100. Anyway, so I'm going to do a timestamp on this video because it's gonna get long, and I'm gonna keep on talking about my personal thing. Why not? Some of you want to know, some of you don't, so you consume what you need. So if you want to go and jump into my sewing, go ahead and check on the description box. I'm gonna have a timestamp for you, and you click on that. Okay. Okay, so look at that. my hair is like, oh, like a commercial today. I hope it doesn't sound so bad, because if not, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna upload this video doesn't matter what. Okay, so what's going on? So when I went to Puerto Rico in December, came back in January, my husband asked if I wanted to go to the beach. I had this huge thing on my leg. My friend was like, don't get in the water, and that was the right excuse for me to not go to the beach. I have been, and I love the beach. I pretend that I don't like it, but I do. And growing up in an island and growing up in tiny bikinis, for me was really difficult to understand that I was a little rounded. I was a little fat. And you guys are gonna be like, oh my God, you look so good, you look so good. The reality is that I was not feeling good. I was feeling awful. I was bloated. I will look like I am, seriously, I'm not kidding, 7 months pregnant. I was so inflated that I took the opportunity, or I took, whenever she told me not to get into the water, I was just like, I'm not gonna do it, because that's the perfect excuse, pretty much. So I came back January, and Carlos and I decided to start exercising and do it together. Carlos last year, he had a lot of health issues, and I'm not gonna get into his stuff because I want to respect his privacy, but pretty much they told us that he needed to change the way he eats. He needs to, you know, the thing that say to everybody, change your diet, exercise, relax, pretty much that. So I know my husband, and I know if he's not with a gym buddy or somebody who exercises with him, he will not do it. You know, I want Carlos to be the best self he can be, and it's not about being skinny or having like a six-pack. It's like he feels good, and I know really well he was not feeling good. He was not feeling good. So I took it. I changed my yoga teacher hat to a personal trainer hat, and we started exercising. We exercised, started in January, pretty much the day we came back, or no, the 6th, January 6th, 7th, January 7th. And it was hard. Just to try to do that routine, you know, we tried to exercise at night, didn't work. We tried to exercise on the gym downstairs, didn't work. We tried everything until we figured out that for us, the best way to exercise together was to do it really early in the morning. It came with the new thing of me waking up at 5 in the morning. So I had to retrain him to get him really early up, and you know, it worked. So I got into Instagram, and I follow this lady. She has like 150,000 followers. She's a cleaning blogger, like a household blogger, organizing blogger. I'm not gonna say her name because she's not worth not even my money to buy her stupid books, but I will get into it. So she was doing the same exercise that I was doing, and I reached to her and I was like, hey, you know, like, what's going on? She was posting every day her exercises and how much weight she had lost. So every day she was losing like half a pound or a pound every single day. When I weighed myself at the end of March, and I've been exercising since January, I noticed that my scale have not gone down. You know, I'm exercising, I'm doing weights, okay? I am exercising really hard. I don't go halfway, I go all in. So I was just like, what's going on? And she was like, oh, it's your diet. Like, we have this new program, and she just get into my program. I'm gonna start group like next week, and you should hop in, and I would love to help you, and blah blah blah. my thing that I did wrong was not to ask for her credentials, okay? And not ask what was her expertise or how long have she done this. I just was so impressed with her following, and so impressed of how she was exercising that I signed up right away. I signed up right away, and I was so excited to start. I got my kit, I got my shakes, I was doing Beachbody pretty much. I know sometimes it's not the best, or maybe I was not in the right mindset, or it was not the plan for me, but I was willing to try anyway. So she wanted us to weigh ourselves every day, okay? I was being very strict with what I was putting in my mouth. I was counting you know, containers and measuring my stuff, and you know, I did have a lot of things that I have learned from it, and I think it does work. I had 2 containers of carbs that I have to eat a day, which container will be like half a cup, and I was eating 10 to 15 containers of carbs. And you're like, what? Yes, I was eating that much carbs. I was just like carving myself all day, and I was of course doing the carb circle where you find, like, you feel this energy and then you crash, kind of like shook. It's not the same, but you know what I mean. Like, you are just on this roll. Carbs are just amazing. They're just so delicious, so why not? Anyway, so I noticed that I was overeating carbs, and I started to weigh myself, and I was not seeing any progress, right? I was like, whoa, I got in and I sit down and I'm just like, whoa, I gained like 2 pounds, like what the hell? So I started to talk to her and be like, hey, what's going on, what's going on? And she was very negative. She was like, you're not doing the right thing, you're not following the program how it should follow, you are not doing something that you should send me all what you put on your mouth during the day. I want to audit what you put in your mouth. And for some people that may work, but for me, knowing me and knowing how I work, I was like, I don't need to be babyish by nobody. You know, like, I'm telling you, I'm eating these containers, this is what I'm eating. Like, I know how to count, you know what I mean? Like, I know what I'm doing. Anyway, so it became kind of like a very negative, frustrating relationship right away. Me with her, me with food. Myself and Carlos have this really negative, it become really negative right away. This was happening at the same time that I was feeling a lot of like the winter blues, and I was feeling really dismotivated, and the depth of winter was like here, and I was just like, oh my god, you know, it was like, it become my new obsession. And fast dieting and eating disorders are kind of like a jump away, right? Like, a lot of people are getting obsessed with what they put in the mouth, and it's not the same, but it can lead to a lot of eating disorder tendencies. So you know, if you want more information, just look it up. It can be very damaging if you have somebody who, instead of like building you up, knock you down. And I think that's what happened with me. Anyway, at the same time, I went to my doctor. We did all the tests, and I will highly suggest that you do that as self-care. Once a year, you go and do all your blood work, check what's going on. And we did the metabolism, thyroid kind of thing, and she was like, you're perfect, you have nothing, you just have to jumpstart your metabolism, and you're gonna do this with a lot of patience. And she was like, it's gonna take you 3 to 6 months to jumpstart your metabolism, eating small meals every so often, and you're going to have that metabolism working all the time. But you need to be very patient. Thank God I talked to her, and thank God that I talked to other coaches that they were and I even talked to the coach that I have now, and she is so real with, you know, with dieting. And I'm sorry this is so long. I'm telling you, just go to the timestamp if you're bored. If you're like, shut up. Anyway, I gave the warning, like, hello. Anyway, so that's why I've been going through, right? I've been going through the motions of, you know, taking responsibility and taking control of the way I see food. And it's the way that my relationship with food is so important. And people plan their day to the dot, like 9 I'm gonna poop, 10 I'm gonna be in the meeting, 11 I'm gonna be here, but they don't do the same thing for what they put in their mouth. And food is energy, and the way that we see food sometimes it's very distorted. So, you know, it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a lot of willpower. So I'm gonna stop at that. I have to say that now it took me 3 months to see a jump start on my metabolism. Now I feel it. Now I feel that it's working. And now I feel that I have a little bit more control. And some days I just go for that Mexican Coke, and some days I do a cheat meal and I don't feel bad about it. And if I see like I jump up on or down on my scale, I'm not beating myself up to it. Okay? And the thing that helped me out to know this was taking a picture in front of my mirror. If you saw that, right? If I did that, it was not for self, you know, like look at me. It was just for you guys to see that, you know, it takes time and patience to get where you want to go. Okay, so let's go on and let's talk about work in progress. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about my bouquet. So the bouquet is by Junko. Oop, I have to, hold on. Of course. Come on, Marilisa. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, bad YouTuber. Okay, let's talk about Junko Okamoto, okay? So last time I talked to you guys, I was here. Pretty much I have done 2 inches of progress on it. You guys know I lost my shirt. I had to make it again. I did made it again. Hold on. You see, it's all about, there you go. So I was pretty much here. If you don't remember, this is made with Shelter in the color Newsprint and Hayloft. I still have some of them that I have to kick up. I have like 3 of these and then 1 more. I hope I have enough. And I was using some wood needles to get gauge. However, I changed to metal needles. Ah! Oh my God! I put some stoppers on this thing and I'm a hot mess. I'm not kidding. This is seriously, I put some stoppers and then the freaking thing flew out of the needle. This is so much stitches. You guys have no idea. It's ridiculous. It's huge. Anyway, can I do double? I shouldn't have done that. Okay, let's back to it. So I decided to do wood needles and then change to metal because it was like super hard to move the stitches around. It was just too much, too grabby. If you guys don't remember, the design calls for this design on one side, and then this design that is pretty much here was down here. So you had a lot of floats, or you were floating and dragging this color all the way to, it was like more than 40 stitches. So now I have it on both sides and I love it. And then the design here was, I was not impressed by it, so I took the one that was here and it's looking really pretty, to be honest. So I'm going to do a little zooming of the work, and it's just a lot. It's getting so hot and we don't have an air conditioner here, so I just not find it in my heart to knit this up because my fingers are sweating, like for real. Anyway, I'm just here. Okay, so let's talk about the next one, and I have not touched this one for a while. I thought I had so much progress on it, and I seriously have none. This is The Poet by Sari Nordland. And I took this to the plane in my Philippine super uber fancy plane ride, and I counted the stitches that I have for my sleeves, and I have too many, and I don't know what I did wrong and where I messed it up, but I don't know what to do right now. I may just keep on going with the sleeves, and then whenever it asks me to pick up whatever stitches, I would just don't do that, or maybe do it and then need those stitches to get, you know, like decrease them whenever I go down, because right now this is looking good, this is on point, I have the right number of stitches and repeats and everything. It's just the sleeves, it's just weird, but I have to say, I thought this is gonna be my birthday. I'm gonna be 43 and a half like seriously next month, so it's been like 6 months of this, like seriously. But yeah, I did put a little bit of work, but I love how it's looking. I know she has a new version of it, so just look her up on Ravelry and see, because I think she's using a different weight of, and she's using mohair with it, so I would love to see what she comes up with. So that is the progress for The Poet. And then one thing that I talked a long time ago was about my cord knitting, okay? So I'm gonna talk about this now, because why not? So I had a friend who needed my help, okay? And she was in the Philippines. Her mom is from the Philippines, and she was visiting, and she needed my help, okay? So no, she was not in jail, okay? So she was not arrested, and she was not taking us, I don't know if she was okay. She was okay, I can say that. And I don't want to go into details because I want to respect her privacy, but she asked me to go to the Philippines, and I say, why not? So I say yes, and 36 hours later I was almost on a plane to the Philippines, and I freaked out on the way there. And I have to say, out of the time that I had in the Philippines, I don't want to say I grew up so much, but I have to say, if I can say that again, that I haven't never in my 43 years of life met so many amazing, warm, and just awesome people in my life. I went to her house, and I was to her family house, and I was a little hesitant because like 2 years ago I had to seriously pack and go because I was not feeling welcome in a place that I was staying. So I was really trembling because I didn't want to go through that again, and I have to say I was treated so well that I didn't deserve it. So anyway, so back into the ride to the airplane, or to, you know, I put like all my stuff on the luggage, and I left with my passport, and I took The Poet. I took this one, and I was like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? Then I had in my glove compartment this one, and it is the No Frills sweater by Petite Knits, and I call it the no frills because this is like seriously no frills my way. So here it is, the no frills sweater by Petite Knits, and I think this is the back. Yes. So here I am with it, and I have to say this version I am in love. Okay, I love it so much. And I don't know if you guys remember the story, but if not, I will do it again because I am very talkative today. If you have not noticed right now, I'm like, bless heart. Anyway, so I had this yarn, the Debbie Bliss Fine Donegal yarn that I bought for an espastico design that I need to get back to, and I'm gonna get into that. And I think I talk about this, but if not, I will refresh it to you. When I learned how to knit, it was out of the blue. I'm like, I want to learn how to do yoga, I'm gonna learn how to knit. It was like 5 or 6 years ago. Okay, I have done yoga before, I have never knitted. And the lady opened a Ravelry page for me or whatever, and I went on Pinterest, and I, you know, pinned some stuff, some hats, whatever, and some scarves. Then when I learned how to knit continental, I found the first garment that I fell in love, and I thought it was totally worth it to give my all to knitting because of this design. And it's the Maju, and I talk about it on my first episode. I'm gonna put a photo here, by Espastico, and I believe it's made by Melissa. I don't know, but I know it's from Espastico, and I will probably put the info here. When I saw that design, and I'm not sucking up because Melissa apparently see my videos, but I don't understand what she said, that she, you know, I don't follow everybody's video like to the dot. Like some of videos I have seen every single episode, some videos I have not, so I hope she sees this, but I'm not saying this because she sees this. So it was the first design that I truly believe that I should put my time and effort to it, because it was trendy, it was classy, it was timeless, it was sophisticated, it was everything. I was like, yes, take me, I will do it. So I was brave enough to go to this knitting store, and I have talked about it, and you should probably see my previous, but I will talk about it anyway, because why not? I took the design, which is free. The design is, it has a turtleneck, and it's like 2 panels, and then you just have, you know, it's just very simple, but the design is not made on the round, and I think they should revisit that, and they should update it, because it should be done on the round, because I will definitely do it like you have no idea. Anyway, so I took to this knitting store my pattern with all the information, and I'm like, I am looking, which is the yarn that she used, the Debbie Bliss Fine Donegal, and it's a fingering, but it's a tweedy one, so I'll say it's like a fingering sport. And then she used, she doesn't use this one, she used the Silk Cloud, of course, in Melissa's fashion, but she used these 2 together, you know, lace and fingering. Okay, you get where I'm going. So then again, I went with my pattern, and she gave me this yarn that it was like a light fingering, and she didn't have this, so she was like, you can do it with that one, just go ahead and do it. I went home with a bunch of yarn, spent more than $100 on yarn. And she asked me if I wanted cake, and you know, I asked her for the return policy, and then she asked me to cake it up. Anyway, I went home. It was definitely not the yarn for me. I couldn't get gauge whatsoever. I bought different needle sizes, and you know, you cannot, you know, make with a live fingering. You can probably do it, but for me it was just like, it was not working. So because she told me that you know, you can do it, definitely you can do it, and you can return it if not. I went with all my $100 of yarn to return it, and she said to me that she couldn't return it because I cake it up. Listen, if I ask you about my return policy, your return policy, and you tell me that I can return it, but you don't put that, you know, asterisk, if you cake it, you cannot return it. So for me, I was so pissed. You guys have no idea. I made something with this yarn and I gave it away because I cannot see, like, I had hate for that yarn. It really took me into a bad place for a while, because I was just like, wow, you know, like, I went to your store because I trust you. You know, you should have been like, well, you need both, or you may need a sport, or, you know, like help. Like, do your fucking work. Anyway, so after that, I went to the store that I love and I still love in Fayetteville, Handheld. And she said, oh my God, you need, this is the yarn that she did it, you know, like, this is the yarn for this pattern. So I bought it, I started it, and that, I was just like, I was not in the mood for it, because I had to go, you know, it's in panels, so you do like one side is knitted and the other one is, you have to go back and forth. So I know she, Melissa have talked about doing, you can do it on the round, but at the moment I didn't know. I was just like hateful, so I was just like, I'm just gonna stop and I'm gonna do anything, because I need a break. So I took a break from it, and I put this yarn on the side, and I bought, they had this one, the Rowan Kid Silk Haze, and I bought, I think it was 4 or 5 of this. So I had the yarn. So when I did the no frill sweaters, I was like, oh, I think I have some yarn that I can do another one, right? And I have to say, from this combo, you get this beautiful different color, and I love it. So I took it to the Philippines, not thinking it was seriously up to here. I don't think it was up, it was like up to here, I don't know. And I finished it in no time. So this time, what I did different from last time, and I think I'm gonna put it on the bus form. Hold on, let me put it on the bus form so I can talk properly about it. Okay, here we are. Let me see if I can lift it. There you go. So it's kind of like a crop one. So what I did, I know that my no frills, I did a small for the no frills from hell from a couple of months ago, and I didn't want it to be so big. So what I did, I separated for the sleeves whenever I reach the amount of raglans for extra small. So I did like an extra small instead of small, and I separated for the sleeves, and then from here I went and I did 8 inches, and then I did the rib, and the rib I did like 1 3/4 inches. So it's so cute on. You guys have no idea. So I know it's oversized, it's supposed to be 10 centimeters, so to 15 centimeters of positive ease. Right now I think I get that ease with this extra small. I'm seriously like a small, almost medium kind of thing. I think I'm more like a medium, because lately I've been doing some small stuff and they're super tight. Okay, anyway, so I just love it. I love the combo. I love that you have those tweedy speckles coming in and out here and there, and I love the combo. Even though I'm not a fan of mohair, I already paid for that mohair, and I'm going to use this mohair, so that's why I'm doing this one. And yeah, definitely for me, definitely work having the shorter body. It hits pretty much where my hip bones are, so it's just that nice kind of like line. It's not that cropped, so hey, I think I won with this one. It's really pretty. It's really gorgeous. Right now I think I thought about doing short sleeves, but I think I'm just gonna ahead and do the full sleeves. Why not? Because I believe it needs its moment. I think I'm going to use it a lot. I think I know it may look a little boring, right, yarn wise, although I don't think it's boring at all. It may look, but I know very well that I'm going to use this on repeat forever. I did, and I've got to talk about this, but I will talk about it again. I did 2 videos of the stuff that I use a lot and I didn't use, and I noticed that I don't use a lot of color work. I have so much color work and I don't use it, so why do I want to keep on doing color work if I don't use it that much? This stuff is on repeat, like the honey and woolen honey is on repeat, and the plum is on repeat. I use those 2 a lot. Anyway, so yeah, so that's my no frills. Okay, and whoop, this gloss and the, like, who thought about putting yourself like gloss on a ventilator, like on a fan? Anyway, look at that. I'm sorry. Okay, let's keep on going. I've been talking for 15 minutes and now I'm gonna go to dream knitting. Okay, so I bought some yarn, okay? I have not been in the mood to do anything, to knit for a while. So I went with Anna. Anna invited me to some crawl or something, and I was like that bad person that you never invite anywhere, like that sour person that you don't want to invite. Like I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy anything, nothing. I'm not gonna buy anything. Just I'm not in the mood for anything. I'm not gonna buy anything. Like seriously, no, it's not gonna happen. And of course I ate my words, like I always do. So I came to the Dandelion and Daisy's booth. Okay, and I found this. The color of this, it doesn't have a name. I don't know if she does have a name for it, but it was like a strange brew. So this is the Moonflower Merino DK. It's a DK, okay? She said it's almost like a light worsted, so I took her word for it and I bought 2 of them. And you know me, they have to look a little similar, although they look very different, but it doesn't matter. I think it's just so pretty. And I think I'm gonna do the Koiwa by Killing Hunter, and I am so excited. Anyway, so I got this too, and I was like, oh my god, I just spent money that I was not thinking of. And then we went to Told and I was like, oh my god, I am broke, and I bought this one, and this is the Brusca, Retrosaria Brusca, and this is the natural cream color. This is a worsted, but then again it's like a light worsted, so I think this too for that sweater will work like wonder. I am not in the mood to make that one, not yet, but maybe one day. I'm not kidding, this is seriously gorgeous. So I think I'm gonna use the light one, maybe the light one first, I think, and then the darker later. It's a color work, although then again I'm not using color work that much, but I want to try it again. I think that sweater is really pretty, and after that I don't know where I'm going with my life, because I don't know. I'm not kidding. When I did that video, when I was like trying to document what I was wearing when, it took me way for surprise to know that I'm not using color work at all. Let me change my battery, I'll be back. Okay, my camera is getting really, like, she only wants the Canon one battery. They don't want anything else. She's like, I'm not gonna guarantee the life of this battery. I'm like, are you gonna give me money? What are you gonna give me? Nothing. Anyway, so back into it. Yeah, so I have not bought any patterns or any books whatsoever. So if you're looking for recommendations from me, or you know what I think about these books, I've not even seen them. You know what, because the last 5 that I bought, I have not even done one sweater in. So until I'm not in the mood to make at least one thing, and I have the yarn and I have everything, I'm not gonna buy any more publications, because those are expensive as fuck. And oh, sorry, sorry mom. And no. Okay, let's go into sewing. So if you don't want to hear me talk about sewing, then it's time for you to sign up. I'll see you guys in the next one. If not, just stay tuned. Okay, so what I've been sewing a lot and nothing, to be honest. I have so many fails that you guys have no idea. The thing that is not a fail, and I wanted to address it, is this stack of napkins that I made. And I use it was like a bundle from Hobby Lobby, and I know, don't judge me for going to Hobby Lobby, but I bought those fat quarters from Hobby Lobby, and then I cut them to be very small. Pretty much they're like 9 by 8 or whatever you think is appropriate to get like a lot of from it. And I wanted it to be more environmental conscious and use cloth napkins from now on. I definitely am going to give this ones away to Stella, because she thought it was like the best idea ever, and I love it. I don't use blue in my house. There's nothing blue here, so I think they clash with my decor. If you ask me. So right now I think I'm going to go ahead and get something more monochromatic, gray, I don't know, terracotta, what else, gold that I have in my house. Boring, and just do that. But I thought it was the cutest thing. I went to a friend of mine house, Melissa, and I've been there several times, and every time we go, she sit us up with some of this, and I just ask her, I'm like, what are you doing this for? And she's like, that's what we use, you know. So what I do, I have a bar towels in my kitchen, and I do have paper towel just in case it's needed, but we use 2 bar towels. So bar towels are those white ones, they're this big, and I have pretty much, you can buy those at Sam's or Costco. It comes in a pack. Amazon, you can buy a pack of like 18, and I use 2. I have 2 varieties. One is completely white and the other one has blue on it, a blue line on it, and I use one to dry my dishes and the other one to clean. So the one who has the blue lines is for me to clean, so I clean, and of course if it's just crumbs and stuff like that, I clean with that. If it's something that, you know, like chicken juice or stuff like that, then I use the paper towel. And every night I put down the napkins that I use during the day. For us, it's like 2 napkins a day. My stack is this big. And then those towels, I let the towels hang here or in my laundry room, and after that I just let them dry, just to get them, you know, like not be humid, and I put it in a basket, and then I just keep on, you know, storing those in the basket, and every 3 to 4 days I will wash them and have, you know, like just have fresh stuff, and I'm not using paper. So we're very big here with Stella. I bet she's gonna study environmental science because that's what she's all about. She's always been like that since a baby. So, you know, doing whatever we can to just put a less of a foot in our planet. So this is the first thing that I have from sewing, and I'm so proud. Okay, so that was a win. I will say win or not, it's like a half and half, because I didn't thought about the fact that this will clash with my placemats and stuff like that. Anyway, but I have a bunch of fails, guys. I have so much bad sewing that I have been doing. It's insane. So the first thing I'm going to talk, and it's a fail for me, is the Airy Night pants by Sew Liberated. And they're here. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these pants. I have to say the instructions are not what I love. I love more of they're like drawings, and they look a little on the hold on. Sorry, super dark. There we go. So, but the instructions are great. The pattern is amazing. There's nothing, I have seen so many of these pants, but for me they don't work because the big pocket, right, that people have talked about putting their yarn on it, and that's why you see, you know, people having eggs and tomatoes on it. For me, it doesn't work because it's the widest part. It hits right on the widest part of my body. So the pockets are huge, and my hips and butt is huge, so you can imagine. It's seriously bad. They're super wrinkly because I just put it on the fail pile on my sewing room. So I'm just waiting for Stella to come in and try them. I bet she's gonna love them. And then I'm going to decide what to do on the bottom, because I have the fabric to make the cuff version. Because you can finish this one like in 3 versions. I think it's like a regular hem, or you can do a cuff, like a knitted cuff, and then you can do just like this on the bottom. But they are gorgeous. I love them. I know she has a hack on her blog on how to do this skinnier, because I think some of the people want them but they cannot wear it like I do. So I may get in there and do a proper muslin and just try to make the skinny version, because I definitely love them, and I wore them today for a while, and I kind of like them. I don't know, it's just like I will definitely have to do like something tight on top, and I don't know, I don't feel very comfortable, but I think they're gonna find a home in Stella's booty. But that is the first fail. It's not a fail, it's just like it's not for my body, and sometimes you know, we don't take that in consideration. Anyway, so the next one, and I don't have it here because I tossed it. I was like my mom and tossed it and ripped it. It's this Sierra jumpsuit, and that is a pattern by paper cut pattern, and I was so excited when they launched this. It was like a collection. It was like 3 or 4 patterns, and I bought it like right away. I download everything that I bought back down to my my Dropbox, and I just forget about it until, you know, I'm ready to make it. So I bought it the right day that it came out. For some reason, she sent an update on the pattern a week later, and I didn't put any attention to it, because sometimes, you know, when you buy patterns, they ask you for your email, and then you're like in the newsletter. There was nothing that will say like pattern update or nothing, so it was just like some information, and I thought they were just like doing some you know, talking or giving you something off for the pattern, because it said Sierra jumpsuit, but it was not like update or nothing. So for me, I was just, you know, I didn't pay attention. So the thing is that a week after, they sent an update and they made a mistake on the previous or the original pattern, and they put 2 right sides on the bodice. So this jumpsuit is crossed and lined in the front, and they did, instead of doing the right and left, of course they did 2 rights, and nobody, I think, noticed it until I guess people started cutting it. So I didn't notice that there was that update, and I went and I got my patterns. I went to get sewing and I noticed that it was not working. So I didn't have any left of the fabric. It asked for 3 yards, and for real you use the 3 yards of the fabric. I used a really nice chambray, and I went to Joann's to see if I can find something. I found something similar, but it was not the same color, and given the fact that it was in the front and it was, I bought it thinking that it was going to be okay, but when I saw it, like the 2 pieces, it was like a contrast that it was noticeable, but it was not doing on purpose. You know what I mean? Like you can have like purposely like 2 fabrics that look like very contrasting to the, or like very different to one or the other, or you can have like, I've seen some people who makes jeans and have like 1 fabric on the right side front, right on the left front, and then you have this, all this different, but it's done on purpose. This was not done on purpose. It was just like, I definitely run out of fabric, and it was not the case. I cut the right, but I cut the wrong thing because I don't know. I really think that I cannot believe how this was overlooked. Like, I don't know. So anyway, so I decided to finish it up. What the hell, I can use it at home. I didn't do a muslin, and I'm trying my hard to work on that, and oh my god, I made so many mistakes, and I cannot understand what's going on. I don't understand why I do a gaze swatch, and then when I go and sew or knit, it's something else. Like, it's so frustrating and interesting at the same time. It's like duality, right? Like, how can I fix it? How is this happening? I'm so human. This is part of humanity, right? Like, we do all this stuff. It's just like full of errors, right? And I really enjoyed it. My grandmother always make mistakes, and she will be like, oh, now it looks like I did it, you know, and she always had this great attitude to mistakes, and I need to learn on that. Anyway, so I keep on doing my Sierra jumpsuit, and I don't have it again because I threw it away. It was just like, I'm not gonna even hold to this. Anyway, so I didn't do a muslin, and I am always smaller on the chest, and I have kind of like a short torso, I will say. It's not quite short, but it's kind of like a 3/4 of an inch sometimes for me in patterns. So this pattern, it was a hot mess. You have pockets, and then the pockets are sandwiched between your zipper, but she started talking about the pockets, but then she forgets about the pockets, and she doesn't talk again about the pockets. So then you have a zipper and the pockets go there, and you don't know what's going on with the pockets. So if I do it again, which is not gonna happen because I hate that pattern, it's like that yarn that I hate, I will definitely get rid of the pockets because it was not pretty. It was not fun putting them on. It was not fun. They look like shit pretty much, and it was awful. The top part is lined, and you have this tiny bitty just shoulder strap, and you have to make, of course, put your lining on the reverse part, and you have to put it on the right side, and you have to pass all this fabric to the itty bitty. It was just like a hot mess. It was just so bad. I sweat trying to get that thing put on the right place. It was just so bad. I finished it up. I had to pretty much use my resources that I have. in my very limited experience as a sewist. I don't consider myself like an experienced, although I've been sewing since I'm 5, but you know, like it was a lot. So when I put it on, it was huge on the top, it was huge, and it was like seriously up here. It was awful, and I may insert a video of it. Maybe I don't have it because I pretty much. So I was successful, and I put the zipper. I follow my, but look at that, that's awful. It opens up. I had to take the pocket away on both sides because they look awful, and they open up. And then because they were right on the seam. And then I'm short torso, so if I'm going to adjust this right, I will have to take like 4 inches. Everything from it, and it was not working. It was awful. So one of the many fails. I did the knitting culottes, and I'm gonna put a picture here. Those are not a fail, they're a wearable fail, but this is my third my third knitting culottes, and I still don't get the fit. It's just weird. On me, it's too big. I need to go down a size, and with the name clothing patterns, I always have to go down a size. Like they are I think a little too big for me. I need always to downsize, but then again, I need to start muscling myself up, because if I keep on doing this mistakes, it's just a hot mess. Okay, so the next one, I have a fail, and it's not a fail that I'm like dying or screaming but I had this yarn, sorry, I have this fabric that I bought, and I think it's hideous. It's a hideous design. It's just bad, and I bought some nice fabric for this dress, and I'm doing this Busey from the Simplicity 8415. It's kind of like a flounce skirt, kind of short, you know, really cute. I paid $20, well no, I paid like $12 for this pattern, and I was so excited. I went to the bag, and it says that it was like a 2.5 that I needed, but when I took all the patterns, it was not working, so I decided to use this fabric. This fabric is a heavy linen, and I think this fabric is good for some other stuff than this dress. I may cut it, may not, because I have like an invisible zipper on it, but I decided to do a size 38. So a size, or it's not a size 38, what is the size? It's a size 10. It's a size 10. So I decided to do a size 10 for some reason. Looking at the finishing bust, and then it doesn't give you the proportions for the bottom, but I thought it was going to be okay. I should do just a size 10. It goes up to a size 14, and when I put it on, it was beautiful on top, and then it had this huge bubble on my waist area, and then my hips were so tight that I couldn't even zip it up. It was awful. So another fail, because out of muslin, thank God I am not screaming over this fabric, because as a dress I think it looks really kind of like girly-ish, and I'm 43. I have grays in places that you should not know, okay? Now you know. Anyway, so I have a bunch of other fails. I'm not going to talk about them because we're going to be here forever. It's been like a super long ass video already. Anyways, but the thing that I want to talk about are 3 more things, and I am going to be done with this video. But I want, well, 4 more things. But I want to be very, very clear that I had a lot of fails because I'm not paying attention, and I am not asking myself what I do really want and what I do really need and what is good for my body. So there's sometimes that you can, that's why I have a really nice ass time, which it's not. I have really hard time just hearing, and I have seen this so much in retail. I have been a manager for a while. I have worked with thousands, if not it's so many people in fitting rooms, and sometimes sorry, I had like a little piece of sometimes what you want and what is trendy is not what you should wear. That makes sense. It was like so overwhelming, and that's why I have a problem with Pinterest and what I pin, because sometimes what I pin is not what I need and what it looks at my body. And these are examples of things that I think, right, that I should wear, but in reality it doesn't work with my body. Like, you know, like we need to put more thought into stuff, because this is the problem with fast fashion and people don't talk about it. Like, this is the problem that I have with like knitting designs. Like, everybody goes and make this knit, and you know, and you never see them wearing it again because it's all about the new thing. What is the difference with fast fashion? Yes, I did it, but you're not putting any thought about it. Do I really need it to be on my closet? You know, I'm preaching here, but I have to say, I've been doing a lot of mistakes, but I have done a lot of good. So I noticed in my closet that I don't have stuff that are tight and short or bodysuits. Okay, so I have a lot of tops that are flowy, and whenever you want to have like a high skinny jeans, you cannot get this shirts to lay down flat inside of your jeans pretty, because they're so big. So I was just like, okay, I definitely need some bodysuits, and I went and I got some bodysuits. Okay, so I decided to do, what is wrong with this thing? Okay, so I found the Rowan top bodysuit pattern by Megan Nielsen, and if you have never done a bodysuit, I will have to say I was very intimidated by it, but I have used this one so much, and I'm going to talk about it, because if you want to get into doing them, don't make the errors that I did. Okay, so I'm going to show the first one. This is a v-neck, 3/4 of a sleeve, and here is my bodysuit part. This is the only one that ended up perfect. If you have never done work with knits and you don't know how to do a v-neck, don't do it. It's so hard. I made so many mistakes. You can probably not see it here, but this was the first one. It's the same one as the white. I got this fabric at Joann's, and for some reason they had this amazing fabric. It was like 90% cotton and like 2% spandex, and it was super thick, super nice. It's washed really nice. It's like the 4th or 5th time that I washed it. Before, I washed it like 2 times before I cut it. And I love it. Looks really good. It doesn't peel, and it was retailing for $19.99, and I don't remember the name of it. I didn't see it last time I went to do the research for this video, because I made this a long time ago. But I will have to say, if you find that fabric, it's retail original price is $19.99, and it's really thick. This is the first one I did, and I have to show I have a rip here, and I have to take this part out and redo this again, because putting these things takes a lot of patience and a lot of alcohol, if you know what I mean, because it takes forever. But even though it has a hole, I keep on using it. I have used it so many times because I love black. So another one that I got, those 2 fabrics I got at Joann's. This one I got at Joann's as well. This one, I use it a lot, but it's a little see-through, if you can tell right now. I love it. It's a different fit. It's way looser. If I do this again, I will do short sleeve or long sleeves. The 3/4 for me doesn't work, because it's just like bunch up and get into your elbow crease. So, but then again, I did the v-neck, and I'm so obsessed with this one. I have used it a lot too, and I bought some of this fabric to make some mini culottes because I think I'm gonna live on those. This is just amazing. And then the last one that I made from that pattern, the Rowan, is the crew neck version, and you can do this one, or you can do kind of like a turtleneck, and I did the long sleeve like version of the sleeves. And you have 3/4, you have long sleeve, and then you have short sleeve, and the short sleeves are really like cap sleeves. They're really short, so I think I'm going to just go ahead, just drop it a little bit, just because I don't like when it's like this, you just get into your armpit. Anyway, so I got this fabric again at Joann's. It's a really nice, I really like it. It's really opaque, it's really soft, it's polyester. I know it's bad for the environment. It will be here longer than I will be in this earth, but I do love it. They're bringing their A game up. I'm not kidding. So look at that. You just need, you can do this version, it's like a shirt, or you can do this, you can do the bodysuit, but I have to say right now it's just okay. So I wanted it to make this with the wrong tool, so I had to do it the right way, and when I got the trick of them, it was really easy. This one, I didn't have any problems with the snaps on the bottom. They're perfect, but it took me pretty much a lot of practice, and on this one it just popped out because it has some teeth, and you have to be very, very, very careful that they just you got it right down, if not it's gonna pop out. But even though I just have one right now, I keep on using it. This came out of the wash because I love this, and with a cardigan on top, or you know, whatever, they look so nice. So I think for whenever fall comes back in, I'm gonna be doing a lot of this because I love bodysuits a lot. So the next thing that I made, and I know I made a lot of stuff, and I wore this so many times, and I have so, like, every time I wash it, I'm like, where that thread came up. But I'm gonna put a picture of it. It's the Friday pattern company, and this is called the Adrienne blouse. And I love this blouse. You guys have no idea. It's so cute, and you have this kind of like flowy sleeve, but the torso is it's kind of like really cute and tight. And even though it looks so complicated, it's not. It's really simple. So if you're looking for something kind of like cute and trendy, and you know, kind of like current, but you want to dip your toes on knit, I think this one is really cute. The only thing that I think is going to be a little complicated is putting the the elastic in, and that's it. But the rest, it's so potato chip, it's what they call it. It's just so cute. I love this one. I try not to wear that much because this one, I got it at Dry Goods Designs. It's fabric and it's a cotton. However, I have washed it several times and it's starting to look a little whitish. So I'm like, this was expensive as fuck. Hello. And then I have three more things to talk about. But I have the Merchant, what is it? The Merchant and Mills. If you have never seen those patterns, they're really cute. Really kind of basic. They're based in London and I love them. But I don't like to buy paper patterns because I don't like to cut them, and you cut them wrong and you're done. I like PDF, but they came out with a new pattern. It's called the Florence, and I made a version of it, and I really love it. I wish it was in black. And yeah, so I said that it's gonna be my 4th of July shirt. 4th of July is my anniversary. I'm gonna be married for 21 years, so I have my shirt is really cropped, so if I do it again, I will definitely extend the length of the ruffle on the bottom. and I will do less of a ruffle. These ruffles are massive, so they go kind of left from a curve, so that's why, I don't know, I will definitely cut from the pattern, not from the ruffle. I will just make the adjustments on the pattern and make it shorter. But if I will make it again, I will take like seriously like 3 inches of the little ruffle, and I will do the same again. So if you notice, it goes from high to low. So high is on the back and then low is on the front. And I don't have the buttons, but I did manage to make my buttonholes with my new machine, so I was so excited. You guys have no idea. But then again, if I will do this again, which I don't think I will, I will, it's just so cute, but it's just not my style. I don't think ruffles or peplums are in this year, so maybe, you know, next, or maybe style wants one. But it's really short, so I will take some of the ruffle out again from the pattern, and not from this, because you need to have you know, that curve. And I will take the ruffle, and I will definitely do it with a heavier fabric, so it will drape better. That makes sense. I hope it does. I've been talking for fucking ever. Okay, and last and not least, where is it at? So when I went to the Philippines, we couldn't go, I didn't do a lot of sightseeing. I was with my friend, but they took me to Nanda's. In Nanda, they have a cute story. This lady decided that she was gonna teach the women of Philippines how to loom, and how to make fabric. I think it's called looming or weaving. Loom, I don't know. I think it's called weaving. Anyway, so I know it in Spanish, not in English. Sorry, I will put it down here. But she decided to teach these women how to make fabric, so they will stop having babies. And I thought that was the cutest thing, because I was just like, hello, like, it's gonna get, like, you can have babies whatever time of the day, but you can only make fabric during the day. or you know what I mean, like with light. They will always find a way. But it was this cute little story. So I got this fabric from them, and I got 2, and I got 1 gifted to me, and they were like $30 a yard. So they were a little, they were not expensive, to be very honest. They were handmade. You can tell they were handmade. But I didn't have a lot of cash, and I didn't want to be without cash. That makes sense. So I try to control myself, and I just got a yard. And when I came home and I tried to figure out what to do with this yard, I was like, I could do a lot of things, but I didn't want to have to use more than a yard or have a lot extra. Like, I have some patterns that I will have like this extra that I will not be able to use, and I was like, I cannot do this. Like, I need to use every single bit of this. So I decided to do the peplum from the Peppermint magazine. I did this one last year, and I did it again. If you don't know, I added 1.5 inches to the length of the body, and then I took a little bit out of the ruffle. And I still think that I should have taken a little bit more, just for the fact that this is not as drapey and heavy as the one that I did before, which was the black. This is killing me. Anyway, this air on my face. Let's see, it's 82. Anyway, so with this pattern, I didn't have any waist. I really love it. I think I'm gonna use it, you know, quite a lot now that it's super hot here. And you know, with skinnies or shorts, I think it's gonna be super cute. So I am glad that I find a pattern for this. Anyway, so the other thing that I was and I'm going to talk about it is so it's from this I've been talking for McCall 7951, and I'm doing this version. So I'm doing this version. What is not? So I'm doing, I think I can lower it. So I can do in this version. And the cute thing about this pattern, and this is the pattern on the back, it has this cute cutouts, and I think I'm too old for that, but I was like, what the heck, let's do it. So I decided to do a Muslim, okay, and that's what I'm talking about. That's why, give you the perspective. So I decided that I was gonna be a big girl now and just do a Muslim every time I do something new, and I did it for this one. So I decided to do the Muslim. This one is lined, if you can tell, completely lined, and I was just like, I'm not gonna waste Muslim on this, and I am not going to do a lining on. I'm just gonna go ahead and just do one, and then mark when I'm gonna have the 1/5 of an 1/8 of the seam allowance, and then adjust myself from it. When I did, it was too big, and you know, because you have the cutouts, you don't want your boobs hanging from the sides, so you want it to be tight. So I decided to do not the size 12 but the size 10, which is for a bust like 32 something. Hold on, it says here that it's for a bust, yeah, 32 and a half. So it was for a 32 and a half bust, but you were gonna have a finished object on the bust size is gonna be 35. I'm 35 bust, so which is like, let's just do the 10, and I'm gonna have 35, and I'm gonna have anything hanging. Oh my god, it doesn't work like that. You need to have a little bit of ease on it. So I just cut the fabric. I got this linen from Joann's last year. I bought it to make some Jenny overalls. And I bought a different fabric for this one, and I put all my patterns down, and I had, again, like this much, it's just like 18 inches or a little bit less, this much of fabric that I was not going to use, and I'm so frugal and I don't want to have any waste. So I was just like, I cannot use this fabric, I need something that is smaller. So I found this fabric, and I had seriously this left of it, nothing. So I was just like, I'm just gonna do this one, it's gonna be okay. I love it, it's linen. So I went ahead, cut it, and when I put it on, it is so small. So what I did, I took from the side seams, I think this is not the one, I think this is the one. I took from the side seams pretty much 1/2 inch from each side. I don't know if you can tell, but just I had to reattach all this side, and I think if I have a little bit of this side, it will be, you know, I'm gonna show a little bit more skin, but it's gonna be able, I'm gonna be able to fit it and close it. So I am super excited about this dress. I hope I can finish it for tomorrow, because I'm meeting a friend and I want to be super cute with my cute dress. Anyway, that may be too adventurous for me because I need to edit this video. Anyway, so this is my work in progress and sewing, and probably next probably in the next 2 weeks I will show you the finished object. And I am so glad to be back. I have to be honest, this is a lot. I've been talking for 3 hours. But I am glad to be back, and I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my community. You know, I love y'all. I'll see you guys soon.